Huge shout out to my boy Thomas on Instagram. He's the one who gave me this idea. So if you're in the comments, bro, shout yourself out and I'll pin a comment like, thank you for this idea. But as you guys can see from the title, we are going to be going through Osamason's discography and ranking it out of 10. It's not going to be like a deep dive in like how it was made, the producers on it, but it's like how much I enjoyed the project and how much I would rate the project in my opinion. So while you guys might think highly of one album, I might think differently than you guys about the album. So I just want to get that out the way from now so y'all don't get mad at me in the comments. And Osamason has a really big discography, so it's going to be fun to kind of look back at it even though he's still growing. But before we get into the full video, I just want to ask you guys to like and subscribe to the video. We were on the road to 1,200 and we hit that yesterday, so thank you guys so much for all support you guys have been giving me, and we are now on the road to 1,300, and the biggest goal right now is 2,000 subs. So if you guys can help me out with that, it would mean the world to me. And if you guys want to connect with me or talk with me about music in general, follow me on IG, my links are in the description, and follow me on Twitter too. Just don't send me your music because I will be doing a video going over all you guys' music, so I'm not going to be reacting to your music. If you ask me to, just wait for the video and I promise I will get to you. But with all that out the way, let's move on to Osamason's first project. So Osamason's first project was Osamason, and that was released in 2023. Now that's when I actually found out about Osamason, but it wasn't throughout the entire project. My friend from school actually put me on to one specific song, and that was X and Sex. And that's where I kind of fell in love with Osamason off of that one song. And it's very short, but it has a lot of bass to it, but not too much where it's too insane. Not too much to it, but it's like a turn up song. Like it's the perfect rage song from Osamason in this era. He also has some other staple songs on this project like Lil Lamb Truck, Troops, and Workin'. But my favorite one out of the ones I just listed is for sure Workin'. That is the one I played the most, I think right behind X and Sex. Workin' has a little bit of a motivational vibe to it with just a chorus where he says, you know, I can't believe it's working. So, you know, if you're going through something or like, you know, you're proud of yourself on something, that's definitely a song I would turn on off of this project. So overall for a first project from Osamason, it's not bad and it definitely got his name out there. I would personally give it like an 8 to 7 out of 10 out of my personal enjoyment. But let me know what you guys think of the album in the comments. Do you think it's one of his best works? Do you think it's one of his worst works? Or do you think it just ranks pretty averagely in his whole entire discography? Now, next we move on to Flex Music. Now, this is Osamason's real breakout album. This is where he showcased everything that he could do in the rage lane on those Perk 40 beats. And it was a really big and long project, but I feel like it did everything it needed to do for Osamason's career. Osamason also released this project in 2023, and it was covered by a lot of major streamers, further boosting up his career. Also, the promo for this album was insane. The trailer for it, I still remember to this day when it got uploaded on YouTube. You could almost tell that there was a shift in the entire narrative towards Osamason. People were really taking him seriously, and he had big things to live up to. If I had to pick a top 3 off of this album, it would definitely be All Star, For the Flex, and Pop. The cover for this album was also paying homage to Future with his iconic photo shoot of him holding the money, and that's what Osamason was going for. Also, this album did have a deluxe to it where it added 6 more songs, which all 6 of them were really good. Like, there was not a single skip on the deluxe version of this album. I'd say the best song off of the deluxe was Freestyle. Also, the music video version of Freestyle was so much different because it had different sound effects to it, and it really added to the song itself. And this was a completely solo album. There was no features on it from Netspin or any other big artists in the underground scene at the time. So I think that says enough to how Osamason knows how to really structure and put out an album at this early in his career. For out of 10 rating for this album, I would definitely give it a very solid 9 out of 10. People to this day still regard this as some of Osamason's best work, and even his newer projects can't live up to it, which I don't personally agree with, but if you hold that same sentiment, let me know down in the comments and why you think that. Now, next up, we actually have a kind of different type of project, and it's Evil Reflection featuring Glock 40 Spaz, which was a collab album between Osamason and Glock 40. Now, I'm sure this album could have been 10 times better than actually it was, and that's mainly because during the recording of this album, Glock was in jail, so the mixing on this album can flip-flop so heavily, making it kind of boring to listen to. And that's no fault to either artist. The beats on it are very good, the production is very good. It's literally just the fact that Glock was in jail and the mixing is so wonky, it just didn't leave a stamp on Osamason's career. It didn't even do much for Glock 40 career either, because after he got out, there was like no mentions of this album ever again. And I don't think that it was bad that this album was made, I just think it was made at the wrong time. If it was really made at any other time, I feel like this album would have been been looked at so much better. Because me personally, I only listened to it one time, and after that one listen, I wasn't really dying to go back to it, and it never really made a mainstay on my own playlist. But let me know what you guys think of this album. I don't even feel comfortable giving it a solid rating because it just wouldn't be fair, because I listened to it one time and I have no desire to go back and listen to it twice. And that would really be Osamason's only real project in 24, which is kind of a shame to see that it's something that wasn't looked back on too fondly in the community, but hey, it's there. But once again, let me know what you guys think of this album down in the comments. As I said, I won't be giving it a rating just because I only listened to it one time. Now, next up, we move on to Jump Out, which is actually my favorite album of 2025 and favorite album from Osamason. Now, Jump Out is such a weird project because of the leaking situation that was going on during the lead up to the album. There were so many songs that could have potentially made it onto the main project that would have made it so much better, but due to leaks, it just did not happen. And with me saying that, even though the songs that leaked and did not officially make the project better were not there, the project is still one of Osamason's best works. You have crazy songs on there like Southside to open it up, where Osamason's really talking on that track. It's not like, you know, he's doing that occasional mumble or, you know, a couple moans into the mic. You know, he's really talking on Southside. Then you have some other songs like Made Some Plans that are a little bit more into the project, and they really did blow up on TikTok way after the album was actually released. But you know, it's more melodic, it's very fun, it's a fun song on the project. Then you have those really hype songs like Ref, where it really kind of encapsulates that rage sound, but it's so fun, there's so much going on where it just makes for a wild song. And then you have the closer, which is Round of Applause, which is still a great song and I think a perfect closer to an album like this. And this is another album that Osamason ran fully by himself, no features. It was literally just him and OK for most of the project. And I love the dynamic that OK and Osamason shared on this project, because OK's production on this project feels way different than any of his other beats, and the way how Osamason's rapping on this project, it really feels like he's actually rapping and going hard. Now, if I had to pick my top 3 songs off of this project, it's definitely gonna go to Fool, Ref, and New Tune. But there is one thing I'll say about this project, and it's mainly targeted to newer listeners of Osamason: do not start with this project. I feel like it has to be your second or third project you listen to, because I don't feel like you're gonna get it on the first listen. But if you do, that's great. Definitely, like, shout out to you if you got it on first listen. But I got it on first listen, but I don't feel like new listeners are gonna get that. But overall, after listening to Jump Out as much as I have, I'm gonna give this album a 10 out of 10. It was on my #1 pick for best album of the year on my top 5 albums list, and it still holds true to this day, even with all the albums that have released this year. Overall, just a really fun project and great work from Osamason. Now, for his next and final project, we have Psychotic. Now, similarly to Jump Out, Psychotic faced massive leaking issues, but it was not pushed back nearly as much as Jump Out, and not as much of the album actually leaked as much as Jump Out. Fun fact for that, Osamason's team actually used CDs to prevent so many leaks from happening to Psychotic. But the build up to Psychotic was perfect. I feel like the rollout to it was pretty good, but when Psychotic came, it was hyped at the initial moment of release, but as time goes on, I don't find myself going back to that project as much as I did with Jump Out. Psychotic definitely goes into that dark lane, that grungy lane, that distorted lane, and you could tell that was their intentions with the mixing, the production used, and just how Osamason's rapping on the project. Psychotic definitely just feels like a rock star album. Like, it's meant for shows, it's meant for tours, but in terms of replay value, it's just not there for me as much as I go back and replay Jump Out. The opening to this album, Habits, is so different. I remember listening to it for the first time and I was kind of blown away, because I would never expect Osamason to rap on this style of rage beat. It like almost has a jerk element to it, almost. And then you have those really heavy 808 beats like Mag Dump, like that one is so crazy. It's definitely like a rock album. But then you have that more light and melodic track, She Woke Up. That's like the Made Some Plans for a song of this album. It's definitely She Woke Up. But then you have some songs like What's Happening, where it's a bit more upbeat, and I feel like it also could fit on Jump Out. Like, probably that's the most light song on this album, and I like it the most. And then to end off the album, you have Victory Lap, which is very good. It's a very good outro. I can't even describe it. You would just have to go listen to that one yourself. But it like separates itself from the entire project, in my opinion. And then on this album, you actually get one feature, and that's from Che on FMJ. And I feel like Che and Osamason did decently well, but it's not my favorite work from these two at all. Overall, I feel like the build to Psychotic was great. I feel like the initial reaction to it was great. but it just didn't stick for me as much as I thought it would. If I had to give this album a number rating out of 10, it would definitely be more like a 6 or 7 out of 10. It just really didn't stick with me as much as I thought it would. And for my top 3 off this album, it's definitely going to be What's Happening, Victory Lap, and Function. I think those are my top 3. But yeah, this was a first on the channel. This is the first time I've like ranked an artist's discography. Let me know if you guys like the style of video. I'm still refining it. And once again, huge shout out to Thomas for the idea. And if you guys made it to this point in the video, be sure to like and subscribe, so it lets me know that you guys are actually enjoying the content, and I'll continue making this like a series. But other than that, I love you guys. Thank you guys for all the love. Road to 1,300, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.